All right, up at Lake of the Woods, Dexter and Selena over there. It is -15 right now. We got people climbing waterfalls or frozen waterfalls there, and we're gonna go jump into a lake and swim under some ice.
Who's crazier?
So, yeah, who's crazier, the people climbing frozen waterfalls or the people swimming under a frozen lake?
Even though I'm totally protected from cold water, I'm not exactly protected from falling and hitting some ice. So the first couple steps in the ice are always a little precarious, and I want to test if I can actually walk on it.
You guys gotta come check this. See the bottom? It's crazy slippery though. So I don't think I'm very Canadian. Apparently I don't know how to use an auger. Or at least that auger is from a lake that Henry found. And it's missing a little point in the middle, I think. I didn't realize it was missing that. This ice is so sketchy. I think it's like an inch. It's like super cool. Like I feel like I can fall through like any time here, so I'm gonna try this at home.
For those wondering how we get through the ice with no auger, well, we just use an axe. One day I might buy an ice saw, but for the time being, an axe is easy and pretty efficient. It's pretty light to pack up to some of these lakes that I need to hike into. For this lake, this is Lake of the Woods, so really no hiking involved, but it's still light and efficient and gets the job done. So now, let's jump in the water. I always find it interesting hearing some of the comments people have about us holding our breath and diving below the ice. Top comments include, "You couldn't pay me enough?" and "Are you crazy?" And to be honest, you have to be a touch crazy to be a freediver in general, but a little bit extra to dive below the ice. On the day we did this dive, someone was up above taking some photos of us and they posted them to Facebook. I had a pretty good laugh at reading through those comments.
It moves so much. Yeah.
As always though, we can't have a dive without picking up a little bit of trash.
Alright, so I just went down to 11 meters and it is 3 degrees, 3 Celsius. That's chilly. It tells you how well these suits work. So a big problem that we're having here is that the temperature is about -15 out. The water temperature is between 2 and 3 Celsius. Well, I'll just say 2 now. But every time we go to the water, our masks start freezing over on the outside. I don't know if you can tell here. And the suits start freezing, but the camera does too. So I can't push the buttons. I have to constantly put the camera back in the water. We're going to do a bit of filming here. Dexter's going to go through the holes. We got some safety lines in place. But it's pretty cool. There's no snow on the top, so I can see him the whole time. So this will be cool.
At the beginning of the video, we had a couple short dives with no ropes, but these dives are probably 3 times as long, so for this stuff, ropes are a must. Safety first, we don't want anyone having any sort of accidents out here, bad news for sure. So in case you're wondering why there's no ropes before, they're very short, we had people on either side. Ideally, don't do that, but in this case, when you have long ones like this though, it's a must to have some ropes to guide you back to the holes. So the top of the ice, once it got wet, was so slippery. As you can see here, my foot was right on the side of the hole, but that's where the most water is. And so when I stopped, because Selena was going to exit the hole, my foot slipped and I went right into the hole. Luckily, I didn't land on top of her, but yeah, so slippery out here.